Alright guys, it's here. My new saw stand finally arrived. I'm going to put it together, see how it goes. I hope this one is better than the last one. You know, previously I bought a rigid sawhorse style stand. I wasn't happy with it. I upgraded big time. So I think we could say this is better than the last one that I returned. It's bigger. I actually wanted it to be smaller, but this has its benefits too. We got lumber, so let's build something. Today I'm hopefully going to be framing up a wall here for a door, that glass door right there on the floor. So let's see if we can get it done. I don't know, we don't have much time, but it's not a very big project. This 2x4 might not be perfect, but it's pretty straight. And you can see that's just about level. Going from there down to the floor. So this doorway, 2 1/4 inch rise or drop on the floor, I should say. So we had a lot of great suggestions on how to fix this sloped doorway because we can't install a door on something that crooked. While there really were a lot of great suggestions and maybe even some better than what I'm going to do, this is the easiest way to do it for me. I bought a 2x6. I'm going to be ripping it at an angle. I'm going to be making 2 pieces out of it. And I'm basically going to make a wooden... I'm basically going to be cutting it into a giant shim. A big level piece, so let's just get working. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, let's say we want to leave a little bit. Okay, it took me a minute to wrap my head around what I was doing here, but I think I got it now. So you can see I got a little side and a big side, and it goes at an angle. And then it's opposite down here. So I'm going to be making 2 long tapers that are going to be identical. And I figured it out so that from here, from this measurement to this measurement is 2 1/4 inches. So basically it grows or shrinks 2 1/4 inches. It should sit in there perfect. Now you shouldn't really freehand on a table saw, but I'm going to. I'm going to freehand this one. Now it's not the best idea to have a huge step up into a doorway. It's a trip hazard, but I gotta work with this floor. So I'm liking how this is looking so far. I'm basically gonna turn this into the same thing as a header, where I'm gonna sandwich a piece of OSB in the middle to make it 3.5 inches wide. Well, I don't know. It's supposed to go ridge up or ridge down. I don't know. I might put this on upside down. This is probably wrong, but I don't feel right about leaving those ridges facing up. I'm done. That took a lot longer than I expected, but it's in there. It's solid. It doesn't move at all. And overall, it's pretty level. So I am happy with that. So here's the door. I leaned it up just to get some measurements. I know the opening. Now I just got to frame that up. This is being more challenging than I expected because when I was drilling these holes, that was a pain. It's hard to drill into concrete without the proper drill, like a hammer drill. But anyway, we got it done. I anticipate the next part to actually be tricky too because my posts are not straight. They're not plumbed, they're not square. So I got to try to make sure I can make a square doorway in this opening. I got the measurements. Now I just got to do some simple framing. I'll see what I can get done. Okay, I think I got everything I need now. Alright guys, I'm going in. I'm gonna call it quits. I did enough for today, but at least we see the start of a doorway. I think this is gonna work. It's gonna look good. I'm gonna pocket hole those legs down into that bottom board. I'm gonna add some more framing on the side and top. It'll be really solid. These jobs always take longer than you think they will. A little at a time we'll get it done. I'm back at it. I'm going to try to get this wall finished up today. Should be pretty quick and easy now that I got all the wood cut and I know what I'm doing. Right now, I'm just trying to get the wall plumbed up so that it's all level and straight. Sometimes when everything else is crooked, it helps to leave your stuff crooked so that it looks straight. But I think I'm going to make sure this is all plumb and level because I want it to hold the door properly. And it's looking pretty good right now. I don't know if you guys can see how far that's off to be plumb. Sets in probably a good 1.5 inches at the top of this post and flush at the bottom. We're making big progress and the wall is basically framed up. That opening is a little bit wider than I'd like, but wood is expensive and I'm not going to bother putting in another stud. Right now, I want to put some of this flashing tape down on the bottom where the door will be, just to protect the wood. You guys might have noticed I used untreated lumber on the bottom. That's a bad idea on concrete to have untreated lumber, but I put the sill seal underneath it to break the contact from the concrete, and it stays really dry in here. I'm not worried about it. The treated lumber was just too expensive, and I don't like cutting treated lumber because it puts that chemicals and stuff everywhere, so I just try to avoid it when I can. We have a bunch of this left from when we did the house windows, so let's see if we can just put some on here. Part of the reason I want to do this, I mean, it's good practice, but also I'm not familiar with this door. I don't know if it leaks on the bottom. Now, it shouldn't really be exposed to water ever because of our good overhangs and everything, but you never know. And if the sill leaks, I don't want it rotting out this wood. So this will help. I thought I was ready to install that door, but I didn't clean off the flanges from the old foam and glue, so I'm cleaning those off. I think that's a good start. So I didn't finish nailing the flange, but I got enough to hold it in place for now. We'll come back and finish up the nails later. It's a little stiff to slide, but I think it'll loosen up with time. Probably just need some oil on the rollers. I have no idea. I had to adjust it on the bottom, but it seems to be working. We're going to be closing up that little section with siding at some point, sealing that off. It's going to look really good. I'm liking it so far. We'll come back to that another day. It's 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I got the new miter stand together and it's a lot better than the first one. It's a totally different design than what I was originally going for. I thought it would, after giving it more thought, the sawhorse style was good, but I feel like the more portable version would be better. I really like the folding action. It works pretty effortlessly. It just opens and closes with ease. I like that. No major complaints. The metal was thinner than I would like. I wish it was more strongly built. And the wood supports are a little bit bouncy and they do sag. That's to be expected. Overall, I'm going to stick with this one and try it out for a little while. I've been eyeballing another one that you guys have been linking me, the rigid stand, very similar to the one I got. And it works exactly the same way, but it's tube. It has a tube frame instead of the square stock. It gets good reviews and it's really cheap right now. I'm tempted to pick one up. I don't know. We'll see. But I think this stand was definitely a step in the right direction and I'm happy with it. Another thing about this stand though that I also didn't like is that the wheels, again, they don't spin freely. They're kind of stiff. They turn, but they're hard to turn. They roll fine when you're pulling the saw around. You don't notice it. But I always think that wheels should roll freely. So it is what it is. When it comes to a lot of things, actually I'm really picky. I don't mean to be. I think I set my standards really high. I always expect more than I get. When it comes to tools and stuff, you expect them to be rugged and well made and have all the features you want. And I didn't see that in any price point, I don't think, when I was looking at the market. It wasn't a price point thing. It's just I don't know, I think things are lacking. So I finally got outside and started working on the barn room. So I've been getting out there in the cold, working on that doorway, and everything went pretty fine with that. The doorway's really not straight. The pole barn was built kind of wonky. That was the slowest part of it. We're slowly getting it done. I got the door installed. That's a big step forward. It looks really good. Did you see it?
No.
I got it installed and it didn't slide very smoothly. I couldn't even get it to slide, but then I adjusted the rollers on the bottom and it started sliding. I think I just need to adjust it, and I don't know if they need oil or anything like that, but I think we'll get it working good.
Cool. And just think about how long that thing could have been sitting in that garage.
Yeah. I think it was hard because it was all saggy and out of whack, probably from leaning up so long. I'm finally putting it to use. Somebody saved that. We don't know who. And
yeah. Or where it's from, or
yeah.
Could have been in there for decades.
Probably. It was really nasty when we cleaned it off. I wish I showed it. It was just filth on it, but
covered in like mouse stuff.
Yeah, it looks really good actually. It looks new now. So that's in. But with that said, I'm probably going to slow down on that project because we just had this mind-blowing experience today when somebody talked about the price of OSB in our comments, and we looked it up and we were shocked because I was buying OSB even for the roof, $7-8 a sheet. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't much. It was reasonable. I was gonna do OSB inside that room on the roof and walls. The price of OSB now is like $22 a sheet. That's a big increase. That's
over 3 times.
3 times the cost, I would say.
Yeah.
And I know 2x4s have been going up. Ours aren't terrible yet. They're like under $6, which is double price. But the OSB is 3 times what it used to cost. Can you imagine building a house right now and it would cost you 3 times as much to build a house with the cost of wood, 2x4s and sheathing and all that stuff? Like,
I looked up an article about it and they said the average house cost, like to build a new house, is going to increase by like around $5,000.
I mean, think about costing 2 to 3 times as much for framing a house.
And 3 times to sheath it.
We're going to hold off because I'm not paying $22 a sheet for 1/2-inch OSB.
No, they're going to have to lower that price.
Yeah.
I don't even know who would be buying it at that price.
I don't know. I wouldn't. So we're going to hold off on that, and unless we see an alternative way to cover the walls. But I really wanted to do wood, so we might just have to hold off, which is fine. We're getting to winter time anyway. So in the meantime, we'll work on other things. I've been actually putting off some stuff I got to get done under the house. I'll probably climb under there and do that soon. I always dread going under there. It's not so bad. It's just dusty and dirty. Not fun. So that's another step done. We appreciate you guys coming along and following our journey. We'll be back soon with another video. So until next time, take care.
Bye.
Hey, why is a truck and hood?
Let me see. Just hard to get out.